Global Affairs analyst Kunle Falowo joins us via Skype from Indiana for more perspective on this. Good to have you join us, Kunle Falowo. This is the day that a lot of people have been waiting for, in the sense that it is historic. The second impeachment trial of any sitting president, even a president that has been left office in the United States. But when you look at this, it appears like what we just stated earlier, that Democrats might not have the support of Republicans, 17 votes they need to, pass a vote of to impeach President Trump. What do you make of that?
Well, at first, it's a very difficult and delicate situation that the Republican Party have found themselves. There've been like factions of within the party, the GOP, that it seems like they're kind of divided. So it's a house divided against itself. If you recall, former Majority Leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, had said that because he was present at the House when that happened, they were all seeing what was happening. He said that he had pleaded with all the members of the House to look at the facts and evidence and see for themselves and decide for themselves if former President Trump should be convicted or not. Having said that, it's a party divided against itself. It's going to be a difficult battle, like you rightly said. Again, they have come out to say that they're not going to convict the former president because he has the popular votes among the GOP membership. And a lot of people, he has a massive and thousands of millions of followership. Don't forget that he has, in record, the highest number of votes ever counted for a Republican presidential candidate, which means that he has a very firm grip on the party. So it's going to be pretty difficult to convict former President Trump.
While we do not know how Republicans will vote yet, and if President Trump will be convicted, but his lawyers, President Trump's lawyers, will be arguing on the place of jurisdiction, which means that the Senate doesn't have the jurisdiction to try him because he has left office. They will also be arguing on his First Amendment right, which is that the comments he made were based on free speech. Do you think that any of this will hold or will suffice?
Well, it wouldn't hold. They put together a 76-long page of how unconstitutional this exercise is. They described it as a political theater from the Democrats. They're accusing them of willfully trying to tarnish the already battered image of former President Trump because of the insurrection on January 6th. They're also contesting the constitutionality of having to convict a former president. They're saying that he's a private citizen now, so there's no grounds for him to be convicted. But today we're going to be witnessing 4 hours for House managers and the lawyers for former President Trump to contest the constitutionality of whether or not this should proceed. But the Democrats have told the lawyers and who needs to hear it that, hey, we will be continuing with this process. And at the end of the day, the estimate is that this will serve as a punitive measure because of course, it cannot be taken out of office because his tenure already expired. But the bottom line is this will serve as a punitive measure. You're not just going to incite a mob and engage in unconstitutional acts. So it has to be on record that yes, the House, the both chambers of the legislature actually did something about the insurrection and how it went out of hand and who orchestrated the entire process.
All right, Global Affairs analyst Kunle Falowo, always great to have you. Thanks for talking to us.
A pleasure.